Hey, I'm glad you made it here. This is workout one of week one of what I would call the foundations phase of my custom program I'm making for myself. Um, this is meant to balance out any imbalances that I might have between my left and right sides on upper and lower limbs, also with just general strength across the board. I want to develop a foundation, as it were, of muscular strength and hypertrophy as well. Get some muscle size on me to set me up to be successful into whatever I move into next, whether that be a higher intensity strength lifting program or whether it just be the spring season of parkour. Right now, I don't really have access to a gym as I'm currently hunting around for somewhere to get hired as a personal trainer. And whenever I find that place, that right special place, that's just going to be the same place I work out at. For now, I don't want to bother with the monthly membership fees, so I'm just doing this all at home. Plus, it'll help prepare me for if I don't get hired somewhere and I'm going to need to train people at their own homes too. So I want to get used to using the equipment, to programming for workouts without the gym equipment, et cetera, so on. We just ran through a little bit of the warm up there. I don't think I filmed the whole thing, but this workout one is an emphasis on muscle ups and muscle up development and a couple lower body things thrown in there as well. Every single day through this program is going to be full body day. It combines a lot of calisthenics elements, especially for the upper body, with basically free weight strength hypertrophy training. For the most part, my reps are going to be pretty low. Some of these things will go up to 12 or maybe 15 once we get to the more isolated exercises like calf raises and stuff like that. But as for those pull-ups, I am looking for a false grip throughout the entire set, a low rep range, just because right now I don't think my wrists can even handle it that high. And the first round of exercises are false grip pull-ups, followed by push-ups. Here we're trying to maintain good form. These actually look better than I thought that they did when I was initially doing them. I was having a hard time keeping my hips down, even squeezing my butt, squeezing my abs. Indicates that I probably have some weak lower abdominals and maybe some tight hip flexors as well. I haven't been really doing a lot of activity this year. On these pull-ups, the false grip, it's pretty tough for me to maintain. I'm not very strong on my upper body. And that position is just a wreck, especially with the rings that low. Although, having the help with my feet, I don't think it would be any easier going up higher. I have to readjust for these. I think I only planned for 6 of these just to develop strength. I know I could probably do more regular pull-ups weighted, but with that false grip, I can really barely just do 2 to 3 at a time. So we're just kind of keeping those reps low for now as I get used to it. Trying not to use my feet to push off of the ground and instead initiating the pull from my lats. Okay, here we're going to look at those push-ups again. You can see me there adjusting my hips, trying to get in the right position there. So I noticed that I was sticking up a bit. Now, this looks a little bit better. We've still got some misshape going on, especially as my elbows bend. Once my shoulders enter into that, what would that be, hyper extension there, that's whenever I really lose it in my lumbar. So I have to maintain that position. Here we go. That first rep was looking good. I was getting the rings down to about my nipple line. That's 2 in a row like that. And then here's where I kind of start to lose. You can watch my hands slip a little bit here. Yep, we're going towards the vertical. This is a pretty good set, it looks like, though. Really trying my hardest to produce a lot of power from the bottom of that pull. Ring muscle ups really aren't supposed to carry momentum with them, but I want to develop my pull up powerfully, because climb ups in parkour are going to require a lot of explosiveness from the bottom. And I'll be working on the pull up on other days as well, different ways. One thing keeping in mind here, I'm seeing a lot of movement in the elbows, going forward and back for these push-ups. Generally I would try to keep my forearms perfectly vertical through these sets, but it's okay if there's like a little bit of movement. You want to be okay with a little bit of anything in your movements, but you're always working towards a more perfect version of the movement. Okay, from the side view here, we can see that height a little bit better on the pull-ups. See where we're getting the rings down to. Question I'm asking myself is, if this was high enough, would I be able to maintain a hollow position throughout? Or would I lose it, and would we see some extension down here at the bottom? I don't know, it's hard to tell. I think I could do it though. What's up, Doc? Wanted to really slow down that eccentric on the last rep. You can see me here taking my time at the bottom of these, making sure that I have good shape, squeezing the belly. It's looking better, actually, the shape is. Get your toot out of here. All right, now we're moving on, and next we're going to be doing 3 sets of assisted muscle ups and handstand holds. On these muscle ups, I'm not really training them for the strength aspect yet. I'm just training them to get the motion down. I just want to be familiar with moving from this false grip position to a support position, finishing out the movement, getting it smooth, getting it down in my head, making sure my body's familiar with it too, so that whenever I am able to do it, it's no shock and awe. I can just get right into it. It's the same thing I've been working on. Eventually, I'm going to be using less and less support on my feet. This is also a really good diagnostic tool to see how strong I'm getting with my calisthenics. The pull-ups at the beginning are really the strength aspect, and then also later on in the week I've programmed in some dips, the push-ups as well, to help the triceps and chest too. Yeah, you can see I'm using my feet at the beginning, sticking out in front of me there, just to get a pull off the ground. It's just a little bit more false grip practice as well. I need as much of that as possible. So pushing off the ground there. Once I get close to that support position, I use my feet just a little bit to boost me up into it through that dip portion. As the program goes, this will be also used as just a little bit more pulling and dip volume. All right. For these handstand holds, we are doing 3 reps at 10 seconds each to equal 30 seconds. I want to ease into the volume with these, and I want to be careful with it. I've jumped into them too fast before, where I would just kick right up and hold it for like a minute or 2 at a time, which doesn't seem like a lot, but when you haven't been doing a whole lot of really loaded work on your hands, it can really aggravate your wrists. I know I have some trouble sometimes, especially with my right hand, my mouse hand. I know I have some troubles a lot of times, especially with my right hand, which happens to be the same that you use for mousing, so we'll just not include that. How about it? Back to the muscle ups again. Just practicing the movement, making sure my shape is good at the top there. Although I do have to duck my head to not get bonked. Squeezing the butt, keeping the feet together, pointing the toes, all that good stuff. You know, I used to really be down on the gymnastics principles of tightness, you know, but after being exposed to it through teaching it at Victory, I've really come around to understand why maintaining body tension is important. Not just for aesthetics, also for aesthetics, it's important. It looks good. Two, it has a way of tying in your whole body in skills or movements that don't involve your whole body. For instance, in this handstand, I could hold this with my feet apart, but then there's nothing for my lower body to stabilize against, if that makes sense. Putting the feet together and squeezing the muscles, staying tight all the way through the toes, allows your body to stabilize against itself in order to produce as much power as possible in the loaded muscle group that you're asking. So my shoulders are doing the brunt of the work there through my wrists and hands, but squeezing the abs, squeezing the butt, making sure that my pelvis is aligned allows my shoulders to do a better job, because my body's not going to be shaking all over the place unless I'm super fatigued, you know, as we're getting here, you can see. And more than just the balancing aspect, there is also just tying in your ability to create torque from your feet down to your hands. Pressing through the top, making sure the feet stay together. So right now, I'm not really sure what I want this channel to be. I guess my primary goal is for it to be a kind of a workout journal for me, just so I can keep track of what I'm doing. And, you know, talking this out really helps me to organize my thoughts, formulate what I want my goals to be. It just gets me thinking about all of the key aspects and stuff. It helps me to get it out of my head and onto something a little bit more permanent, you know. I guess just that's why you would make a journal for anything. I figure there's probably other people somewhere in the world, who exist, who are on a similar journey as me, you know, just trying to get stronger, learn your body, learn how to utilize your environment around you, and how to be strong for it as well. So I want to, first and foremost, just record what I'm doing. Second, maybe I can help somebody else to find new ideas, or who can relate to the struggles that I'm going to, or something like that. Lastly, maybe I can use this as a way to help to teach people, like potential clients or something. If I run across something in my own workouts that I'm learning, oftentimes I use that Actually, most of the time I use my own workouts when I'm working with clients to teach different concepts and stuff. Now, this way I'll have at least video proof so they can see what I'm talking about. I can always reference it. Just makes it a lot easier. Yeah, also, I want to show people that it's not very, oh man, how do I say this? It's kind of cliche, but dude, you can work out with anything and anywhere at any time. It doesn't matter. Like, fitness equipment is so easy to come by. You don't need a gym membership. You don't need much at all to get strong and to get fit. Because you're going to see, I'm going to get stronger and fitter and bigger just using these bare bones basics that I can carry around in a suitcase. So this dumbbell set I got from my brother when he moved to Atlanta. He just had some spare dumbbells laying around. He was like, I don't know what to do with these. I just took them off his hands. Like, there's somebody somewhere in your life that you know that's probably sitting on some fitness equipment that they're not using. Get that from them. Snatch that up. Give it some work. This bench behind me, I found that thing at a thrift store for $13. I've got some resistance bands in the bag over there. They're always going on clearance at Walmart. Just check the aisles. They are constantly going on clearance. Some of this stuff too, I got from we've got a, what's it called? An Amazon return pallet store in town. It's like a discount store. Anyway, they resell items that people return to Amazon, and Amazon then resells if they're in good condition in bulk on pallets. You could just buy those up and do whatever you want with them. Although that they might be cracking down on that aspect of their business because they realize how profitable it is. Anyway, yeah, thrift stores, discount stores, they always have fitness equipment, so check those out. Don't pass up any opportunity to get strong. Facebook Marketplace always has stuff available. I got distracted. I get on my high horse about that. So this superset is Bulgarian split squats followed by support holds. You saw me doing those. These split squats actually look a lot better than usual, and I think maybe it's because I finally learned how to set my foot spacing a little bit better. I saw in a tutorial. Apparently, you can start with your knee on the ground. Oh, we didn't know that. That makes it just a little bit easier. Find your position from the floor spot and then mark where you want to start from every time from there. And it makes everything fall together so much easier. Use one of those little, I just carry around a hip band everywhere I go in the gym. It's just good practice anytime, you know. And it makes a good marker. It makes a good warm-up tool. Have the weights here. Do a good deadlift. Nice. I struggle a little bit with the volume on single leg exercises. I don't have a good heuristic for how many reps to do for my goals, because I'm going to do a bunch of these on my right, and then I'm going to have to do the left, and every single time I'm out of breath. Well, not necessarily, but I can feel my heart rate increasing, and I know that I'm kind of switching metabolic pathways whenever I get to that second limb, so, but I don't want to spend so much time working out here. I've got things to do, you know. So in the future, what I'm considering is just doing less reps of these single leg exercises. Maybe raise the volume throughout the week on them though. Make it a lot heavier for sure. I remember at one point I was back squatting these, and I could do I think I was at one plate for one leg. That was a really fun time. That's the biggest disadvantage of not having a gym membership is the amount of load you can push at home. Generally very small because it requires more stuff to put on your back, you know. But we'll make do. We'll make do. Yeah, I think I'm going to do eights from now on those. Just makes it a lot easier. Going back to the support holds here. I want to keep the rings out. I want to keep my butt squeezed. Make sure those elbows are locked and tight. Support holds are actually a little bit better whenever you have a lot of space between the rings and the thing that they're anchored to. You get a lot more sway and swing that you have to control. When they're so close to the bar like this, it kind of stabilizes itself, especially since they're just sitting on my arms, you know. I'm cheating a little bit, but you still get a lot of benefit out of that. And we are rounding the corner back to the end of this workout here. So thank you all for popping in and checking this out. You know, if you gain something from it, follow me on my fitness journey. Let's keep getting stronger. Peace be with you today.